There are over 2.1 million active Etsy sellers, and less than 51% of those have only ever sold 10 items. That's a lot of Etsy shops really not doing a hell of a lot. I'm going to let you know what I learned from running an Etsy shop and how you can apply that to other online businesses. Hi, I'm Stace-Railly. I'm a marketer, designer, and business coach. And when I first opened my Etsy shop, it was the first time I'd ever sold any products online. If you haven't ventured into the world of e-commerce, you'll be forgiven for thinking that you list things online and you wait for people to come and buy. Unfortunately, I'm going to let you in on the truth. It's not as simple as that. So here are the things that I've learned about e-commerce, and you can actually apply these to most online businesses. It's all about selling. So here we go. Tip number 1, research. So before you do anything online, you should be researching if there's a demand for your product. Look at your competitors. Look what they're doing well. Look what they're not doing well. I hate to say it, but quite often you have this idea that you think is brilliant and people just run off, go and create it and are really disappointed because they haven't done the research. You've got to put your critical mind on it. I know that your idea is your baby and you might not like to hear what other people say. Guess what? It's not worth your time, spending time creating something if people aren't going to buy it. Do you know all big corporations, small businesses, they all do their research before launching a product, and you should do the same too. Your time is your money, and if you want to be successful, you need to do your research. Tip number 2, keep an eye on your competition. Unfortunately, with success comes copycats. People will copy your idea. They will produce something similar and they'll produce it and undercut you and make it for less money. There are certain things you can do if you have a patent and you can protect your designs, but if not, you're just going to have to keep ahead of the competition. This is actually a big downfall of selling on platforms like Etsy. They do attract people who do their research on Etsy, so you can find yourself in a bit of a race to the bottom. If you think about products like Apple, they're not on a race to bottom because people want Apple. So the only way you're going to overcome this competition is by working on your brand and by having a standout brand. Which brings me along nicely to my third point, brand and design. You need to look professional and you need to start working on your own brand. I think selling on Etsy, your ultimate goal should be to get off Etsy, to start developing your own brand where people come to your own website for your own products. And the only way you're going to do this is by having a logo or having a brand voice and thinking about your aesthetics. This also follows through into your photography, the way that you'll display your images. They've got to look good or people aren't going to buy them. Point number 4, be really clear and precise about your descriptions. Did you know that people don't necessarily get in touch with you if they don't understand something? They just go somewhere else. So the more information you put about your product, the better. Etsy can do a much better job of displaying its descriptions. Unfortunately, for some reason, they keep most of the description hidden and people have to read more to see the rest. So you will get lots of people emailing you, asking you questions that you probably already answered. To overcome this and to stop people going elsewhere, I like to put key information in the actual images. So do that. Be really clear, be really precise, make sure people understand what you're selling, how big it is, what colors it is, and just show as many pictures as possible. Point number, I'm lost. Marketing and SEO. You need to advertise. This can be paid or it can be organic, but you need to find ways that you attract people to your products. You can't expect Etsy to just surface your stuff on the top page. It's really key that you're driving traffic to that product. I found Pinterest really good as a really good driver, but you can find other social media. It really depends on what you're selling and how you're doing it. You also need to pay attention to search engine optimization. So making sure that you use all the tags available, if you're listing on Etsy or if you have your own shop, make sure that you pay some attention to search engine optimization so things turn up on Google or they surface on Etsy. Selling on Etsy, they surface the products first that do the best. So when you first list something, you're going to be at the bottom of that list. So unless you do something to keep driving traffic to your product, you're always going to sit on the bottom. Mindset. Now this is something that I think was the best thing for me about selling on Etsy. What I learned about selling on Etsy is that I can make money online. Before I had done that, I was doubting myself. So for me, selling on Etsy was a really good stepping stone to give me the confidence I needed to take my business further. Mindset is really important. People say, oh, you've got to change your mindset, but it's really not that easy. And I found a great way to change your mindset is by taking little steps. So selling on Etsy was that little step to give me the confidence to grow my business even bigger. So it's a great way to gain confidence and thus changing your mindset and believing in yourself more. I know that you've probably heard other YouTubers talk about mindset and you think, yeah, I know it. I know about mindset. But unless you actually pay attention to where you're at and make a daily ritual and a practice of improving your mindset, you're probably not going to get anywhere with it. So you can be aware that you have blockers, but unless you push yourself and spend time trying to visualize yourself being more confident and taking daily steps to be more confident, you're probably not going to see the sales that you expect because you don't believe in yourself. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. If you're thinking about setting up an Etsy store, check out my link below where I have my guide, the things that you need to know about selling on Etsy. I go over some of these points more in detail and a few others that are really important if you do want to set up on Etsy. It also includes 40 free listings, which I think it costs 20 cents to list on Etsy. That's going to be $8 worth. You only get those listings if you haven't opened up a shop before. So this needs to be your first time venturing into the Etsy world. If you were going to ask me, would I open up an Etsy shop today? I would still say yes, that it is an affordable platform. It's easy to get started. And like I say, it's going to gain you the confidence. However, I would say I wouldn't make that your end goal. Keep going. Think about developing your brand and think about having your own platform. Think about getting yourself into shops or wherever and other partnerships and agreements. Etsy should not be your end point, but I think it's a really excellent starting point. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe where I'll give you more online business tips. I'm particularly focusing on online courses at the moment, so if you're interested in setting up an online course, please do subscribe and I'll see you in my next video.